All right, so greetings everybody. Welcome to our first show of one of many shows that we have lined up for you guys. Everybody that's interested in business, entrepreneurship, and just interested in self-development and helping themselves or helping their businesses grow. So basically, the format for this show is we want to be doing this show every Friday, and what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be bringing on guest speaker, and then they're going to come on and just talk about themselves, their businesses, the challenges that they're facing, give you some advice, some tips, and just give you some information in terms of what you need to know to help your business grow and to help your business scale and move forward. So today is just the first, we're just testing the format. We're just putting it out there so we can show you guys that, it's in its infancy stage. We're planning it and we are trying to execute it. So today we wanted to come on and then just to show everybody that, the show is going on, and starting next week, we're going to put it in motion. So what we're going to be doing is that once we start getting guest speakers on, when anybody's watching it, watching the Facebook live, they can ask a question, and then once we see the question, we'll be able to answer the question, and then eventually we're going to get to the point where we want to be taking in phone calls as well. So today I actually have my first guest. I'm going to introduce him. No, actually, I'm going to let him introduce himself. His name is Eric, so I'm going to let Eric introduce himself. So go ahead, Eric.
Hello, everyone. My name's Eric Knox, and I'm the Director of Marketing for the Ottawa Black Business Alliance. I was trained at Algonquin in the business marketing program of 2 years, and while I did not have any significant professional experience during that time, I did complete a marketing plan that was one of the best in the group, and we're quite proud of that. I spent most of my time after that trying to find some meaningful way to use those skills and give back to my community and my city. And along that quest, I was contacted by OBA, and I fell in love with the place. I really love working here.
Well, that's good, Eric. So just based on your experience, your background in marketing, what are some of the advice or tips would you give to business owners that are looking to grow their business, to scale their business, that don't have the budget or don't have the money to spend on marketing? Like, what are some of the tips and advice that you can give to them?
It's actually, I think that a lot of people, when they start a business, they have a great idea, but if that was all it took to start a business, we would all be millionaires. What really sets apart a great business from an exceptional one is good marketing. And to have that, you need to really understand what marketing is. In its simplest form, it's just the communication of the value of a product or service to an audience. And as long as you can do that effectively, then people will buy it. Now, obviously, a small business isn't going to have, so if you're a service provider that does something artistically related or musically related, then Instagram is probably a better choice for that.
Okay, and so what about businesses that are not very tech savvy, right? They're not familiar with how to navigate the world of social media, the world of Instagram, the world of online business and stuff like that. Where can they start in terms of to get in there?
So if you're not a tech-savvy business owner, or you don't have access to that technology, it's probably easier to start with something a little bit more traditional. And obviously, traditional advertising is always a go-to, but it's slowly starting to die out as digital mediums take over. So if you're looking for something that's within a budget, but also creative, then there are a couple of options I would recommend. Probably one of the most effective to date is sales promotion. And this is a broad category of marketing that encompasses coupons, discounts, and giveaways. Those sorts of things are enticing to consumers because they get some sort of extra value out of your existing product or service value. So each of these can be broken down in a couple of simple steps. The coupons usually are made to tie two or more specific products together, or they can be applicable to an entire category. So if you have, say, a restaurant, you could either have a single item, a single menu item on that coupon, or you could have several within a single category. For example, all the chicken items are applicable with this one. They usually include some criteria which also restricts purchasing mix and match products. They want you to bundle them together. So you have a product that is new and not a lot of people know about, and that's the one that's on the coupon, but you get it at a discounted rate if you buy it with something else. Speaking of discounts, these can either be physical or digital discount coupons. It could also be a store-wide event, and everything in the store is marked down a certain percentage. But this requires usually a minimum spending of a certain amount of money, say $30, before the discount applies to their purchase. Otherwise, you're going to start losing out on your profit margin. Try is giveaways. Now, obviously, giving away something for free doesn't sound like it would be a great marketing strategy, but it's actually quite efficient. What happens when you give something away for free is you add this perceived extra value to what they're already getting. And if you bundle things together, it also helps you get rid of extra inventory of things that maybe aren't selling so well or need to go before the shelf life is done. Customers are more likely to buy things that are slightly more expensive if they're also getting something for free out of it. Kind of like how if you order something online and you don't have to pay for shipping, it becomes that much more valuable.
And what would you recommend? So in terms of any business or any entrepreneur that's watching right now and they want to start, they want to start with digital marketing or online marketing, where would you recommend them to start? Like,
for digital marketing, I would probably have to recommend what's called content marketing. So content marketing is kind of an emerging and new strategy, but it's one that pays off indefinitely as long as you're willing to invest the time and energy to do it.
okay.
It's extremely effective, but it takes dedication. So what content marketing does is you create a piece of content, say a podcast, a video, a blog post, an article, and it's structured in the format that most people are accustomed to when they find that sort of thing online. The difference is that it also demonstrates the value proposition of your product or service and uses it to teach them how to do something new or solve a problem that they might have, or it provides them with information that they didn't have before. Now, this strategy can be employed in a number of different ways. You could have a blog or some section on your website that's dedicated to that kind of content, a YouTube channel, a podcast on Spotify, whatever works within your budget and your creative style. But doing so requires a good deal of time and usually some staff members to help you get that started. The benefit, though, is that once you start doing that and you start leveraging keywords that people search for online, it will keep generating new leads long after you've published it and you won't have to touch it again.
Okay. Now, what's more effective? Is it better for them, for a small business owner, like a solo, somebody who's a mom and pop? Is it better for them to do the marketing themselves or outsource it to a ad agency or to a content marketing agency?
I would say that depends on your budget mostly. If you can spare the extra money and hire an outside consultant or a specialist to come on board and help you out, that can often make a world of difference. Having someone who knows what they're talking about give you a structured and properly formatted, well-implemented marketing plan and tell you when to implement certain stages of it can give you a significant advantage over the rest of your competition, especially if you've been in business for a while and haven't been seeing the increases in results that you want. If you don't have the money to spare, then I would recommend you start by experimenting with social media advertising. Put some ads up, try around with a few different audiences, and keep an eye on what works and what doesn't. And if something doesn't work, ask yourself why. Learn from your failures, build up, try it again, and see what happens. You'd be surprised how quickly you can learn this.
And a lot of businesses always want to know, those that are not tech savvy. Is there a learning curve that is involved in learning all these technologies? So social, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Is there a significant learning curve that's involved in this?
Um, it's hard to judge, to be honest, but I would have to say that the learning curve isn't that steep. Social media applications and websites are frequently redesigned and implemented in such a way that they are increasingly easier to use, no matter who you are. You could be a long-time user or a first-time user, and it doesn't take more than a few clicks and a few taps to figure some things out. When it comes to learning how it works, it requires you to get immersed in the social media a little bit. You need to post things and see how people respond to them. You need to read other people's content and see what gets them excited about it. But just by watching those trends, you can learn a lot about how to leverage that platform to promote your own business. And maybe you won't have to spend any money at all if you get good at it.
Um, I hear a lot of small businesses always saying that, oh, I just sell bread. I don't really need a website. I don't really need social media. I don't really need Instagram. I rely on word of mouth. I rely on foot traffic. What would you say to businesses like that?
I think that if you're satisfied with your current level of customer traffic and you're not struggling to pay your bills and keep a roof over your head, feed your family, then word of mouth is a perfectly legitimate strategy. It takes a long time to build up those kind of leads, but once you do, those customers are often loyal and will spread your business with positive word of mouth and recommendations. But if you're looking to expand or you're not seeing the results that you thought you would, then I would highly recommend that you try out a different approach. Hire an outside consultant or try something that I've already recommended and see if it works for you.
Now you're with Oba. What kind of services do they have in terms of helping small businesses grow? What kind of digital marketing services that they have in position right now that they can? If I'm a small business, if I come to your organization, what kind of service can you offer me?
So OBA's digital marketing services are primarily revolving around the newer digital marketing services. And by that I mean the content marketing, like I've already talked about, email campaigns, social media management, and what's called search engine optimization, which is a strategy that leverages keyword searches that people type into Google to make your business come up at the top of the results list. And these strategies require a good deal of research and knowledge in order to be able to execute properly, but our staff are well trained and very knowledgeable. They keep up to date on all of the latest trends in order to ensure that the advice that we're providing you is accurate, up to date, and will get you the results that you need.
Okay, and just the last question. So in terms of call to action, so anybody that's watching today, what is the first step that they should take after watching this video, after listening to you? What is the first course of action they should take in terms of putting all this information in motion to get into content marketing and digital marketing?
To get into content marketing,
Yes.
I recommend that the first thing you do is go and search for any top 10 article. Top 10 best ways to raise your sales profits, or top 10 favorite products run by X business, and see what comes up, because those kinds of articles are highly trendable and they come up frequently. The people who make them are all over the board. They could be employees of a particular company or a digital marketing agency, or they could just be the editors of a newspaper or magazine that you may happen to read. Regardless, you should read them because it's a great way to learn and immerse yourself in the world of content marketing and figure out how it works. Anything you pick up, you could try using on your own and see how it goes. But ultimately, it's really just about trial and error. Marketing is all about research, trial, and revision.
Well, thank you very much, Eric, for coming to our show today and letting us know, displaying your knowledge and giving people this information. And hopefully, we'll continue to see you and you continue to come back and give out this information. And what I'll do is I will post the information on our Facebook page, so anybody that wants to reach Eric for marketing, for consultation, for any services that he can offer. So I'll have all that information on our Facebook. So thank you very much, Eric.
Thank you.
And thank you everybody for listening. And as I said, this is our first show. We are hoping we want to be doing this every Friday and disseminating information that could help a small business owner, an entrepreneur who needs help in growing and scaling their business. So this is a show that we have in motion that we're planning to be doing every Friday. So thank you everybody for listening, and I will see you soon. Bye.